podcast contains subject matter that may be disturbing to some listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
For imprints
It's time to open the door in your mind. Sit back and listen to true horror. But be careful what you allow in. Because it's time to go through the fog. This week's story is Little Jack, posted by user reggaejunkiegee to r/scary stories. Jack was such a wonderfully bright and happy child. His first 10 years saw him excel in his school, working above his grade. He had many, many friends. He would make friends so easily because he had such a warm and comforting personality. Unlike most children his age, he would make as much time as possible for studying, learning new things, new skills, checking on his friends. He was just one of those kids that everybody loved. Jack's mother had suffered several miscarriages. One of her children was even, unfortunately, a stillbirth. They'd been through it all. They moved to a new house in hopes of starting their new family during the first pregnancy. When the bad news came just a few weeks later, that didn't stop them, though. They wanted that family dream. His parents had tried for 8 years before Jack was finally brought into the world. Healthy, happy, beautiful baby boy. They loved him more than anything in the world, and one day he will grow up to be a wonderful man, have a wonderful family of his own. They had their dream. Jack was a fast learner. He was a very early walker, and by 2 he could say more words than an average 3-year-old. He enjoyed art and music. At age 3 he was always listening to his little songs and singing to himself when he painted and drew some rather impressive crayon drawings for a 3-year-old anyway. In preschool it was suggested that he enter kindergarten at age 4, but unfortunately they couldn't find anywhere to take him that young. He had to wait. Although he was given extra attention and education for his last preschool year. Entering kindergarten at age 5, it was evident that Jack was already above the level of his classmates. Teachers were astounded by how advanced he was. He received special tutoring by another teacher at his elementary school when his class was doing things Jack had already pretty much mastered. He was so far ahead that by the time he finished 5th grade, he was already working at 6th and almost 7th grade levels. His teachers were pushing for Jack to be given a scholarship to a top high school for whenever he was ready. They saw massive potential in him. He was a very bright boy. Jack made lots of friends at school. People might think he was a bit of a nerd, but most of the time they'd end up being friends with him. Nobody could not be friends with Jack. He was just too nice and too funny. Too cool, really, and above all that, he was the smartest kid in school. His school year had just ended, and his mother and father were delighted with his grades. They were so proud of Jack. They were going to treat him big time. They had never had much money, but they had saved and saved since Jack was born, and now they had enough for a holiday of a lifetime. They were taking Jack to Florida for 2 weeks. Disney World, Universal, staying in one of the plush park hotels, Animal Kingdom Hotel to be exact. Jack loved animals, all animals. But more than anything, he loved his beautiful golden retriever, who he named Jill. Jack and Jill. She was 8 years old and was given to Jack as a puppy when he was 2. He was her world, and she was his. She was always by his side. She slept in Jack's bed, and they were never happier than when they went for walkies to the park and played catch. Jack came home one evening after taking Jill for a walk. He sat on his bed, stroking her head. It was a long walk, so they both sat there relaxing. Then Jack lay down. His eyes were just about closing when he heard a noise. It was a slight scraping noise. Ever so slight, but definitely audible. Jill's ears perked up too. Jill growled at the wardrobe in Jack's room. Then suddenly, 3 knocks at Jack's room door, and slowly the handle turned. Jill looked on and then got down and ambled over to the door as it slowly opened. "Jackie boy, I have something for you." His dad's head popped in. "Are you awake?" Dad, you gave me a fright, Jack replied in a slightly annoyed tone. I'm sorry, son, his dad laughed. Look, me and your mother have something very special for you, Jack's dad said as he entered the room. His mother, looking nervously excited, followed suit. Jack's dad handed him a large envelope. What is it? Jack said with excitement creeping into his voice. Open it and see, son. His mother gestured to the envelope in Jack's hand. Jack slowly opened the envelope. A letter at the front read, We're so proud of you, Jack. You have no idea how much we love you and how much happiness you've brought us. We want to do something extra special for your birthday this year. Lots of love and hugs and kisses, Mom and Dad and Jill. Jack looked at his parents. The excitement was now visible on his face. He put his hand in the envelope once more and pulled out airline tickets, theme park tickets, brochures for the hotel, the parks, everything. The words Florida and Disney jumping out multiple times on each page. He looked at, Oh my God! Jack screamed. Jill jumped back up on the bed to lick his excited, happy face. Oh my God, when can we go? First thing tomorrow, son, his dad said with a beaming smile. I can't believe it, I can't wait. Can we just go now? Jack joked as he jumped on his bed. His mom and dad laughed as his mom said, In the morning, Jack. All you have to do is go to sleep. When you wake up, it'll be time to go. Jack looked at them both, now tears in his eyes. I love you so much. Thank you. His mom and dad now also teary-eyed. We love you too. So much, they said as they all hugged. Even Jill got a cuddle. Now time for bed, little man. The quicker you sleep, the quicker we go, Jack's dad said as they got up to leave the room. Good night, son, Jack's dad had said. Good night, my little prince, said his mom. Good night, Mom and Dad. Jack's dad flicked the light switch and Jill settled into the bed. Jack threw some pajamas and quickly joined. Despite the excitement, Jack fell asleep pretty quick. In the morning, Jack's parents had quickly finished packing up. They'd started breakfast and it was almost time to go. Jack's mother went upstairs to wake him. You cannot even begin to imagine the scream Jack's mother let out when she walked into his room and found her beloved son and his beloved dog dismembered and all loosely put back together like some horrifying macabre jigsaw puzzle in Jack's bed. His mouth was stitched into a terrifying ear-to-ear grin as his stitched open wide eyes stared toward the door, where his anguished mother stood screaming. Jill's tongue was stapled to his face, and the walls were literally painted with their blood. Their screaming was deafening. Jack's dad ran to the scene and also began screaming and shouting. They both screamed and cried for so long, I loved it. I almost gave away my position in the wardrobe as I sat laughing while I watched them. I almost couldn't contain myself. The wait was so worth it. 18 years I watched these people live, create a family, and this boy grow, and the perfect time finally came. I got such a kick from seeing entire worlds come crashing down so quickly. It felt so good. They will join him soon enough. They never had much when they moved into the new house. Fuckers couldn't even afford to change the locks after I sold it to them. Through the Fog was recorded by Haptic. Edited by Brad LeBaron, Haptic, and Kevyn Kerrivan. And produced by Flyover State Park. All stories are recorded either with the author's permission or with a Creative Commons share-alike license. If you like what we're doing, be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. You can find links to Haptic and Flyover at State Park's link trees down in the show notes. There you can find links to our podcast on other platforms, as well as Twitter and other social media and YouTube links. Redistribution or sale of this podcast is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of both Haptic and the story authors. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you next week.
This is Flyover State Park. You are clear to land.